got, obviously, tonight, we saw it at the bottom of the screen there a little bit earlier on, President Trump is arriving in the United Kingdom for an official visit. It might even be a state visit, which is even higher up in terms of ranking. We've got some pictures there for you now. Interestingly, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, he's had a bit to say about the arrival of President Trump, and we remember last time the balloons and things and the protests, etc. But Khan says, in years to come, I suspect this state visit will be one we look back on with profound regret and acknowledge that we were on the wrong side of history. Pretty inflammatory stuff, David.
And I don't think borne out by what's just happened at the recent European elections with Brexit. I think that's totally reconditioned the whole groundwork, really, for the visit. And there's no doubt that the President is making his views known by backing, a Brexit candidate within the Tory party in Boris Johnson, and also saying that everybody needs to start negotiating with Nigel Farage. So you sort of feel in a lot of ways that the boil has been lanced a bit by having this election. There's a whole new way of looking at things, and Sadiq Khan is suddenly on the outer.
Yeah, we know that Donald Trump and Nigel Farage have formed a close bond. Farage was one who said that Trump could win when everyone said he couldn't. Obviously he did, and they've maintained that relationship. Donald Trump said over the weekend that if the Conservatives were smart, that involved Farage now in the negotiations to get out of the EU. What can we expect from this visit?
Well, I mean, everybody knows that Donald Trump is a maverick, but, I mean, some of these comments are just beyond the pale, Peter. I mean, somebody has got to remind Donald Trump that he is no longer a reality TV star. He's now the leader of the free world. I mean, the list of things he has let off on just before leaving Washington is extraordinary. As David said, he was critical of Sadiq Khan teasing him over his height. For a man with small hands to be saying that is puzzling. He said he'd need to get to know Jeremy Corbyn better before sharing intelligence with Britain if he was Prime Minister.
Well, that's
he backed in Boris Johnson.
Back him in on that.
Well, hang on. I mean, these are two countries which have got an alliance as close as any.
Let's be very, very careful. The leader of the Labor Party in Britain right now could become a Prime Minister and be part of our Five Eyes network. And this is the same guy that got a congratulatory letter from Hamas.
All right, well, let's...
terrorist organisation.
OK, I'll keep going down...
We think you're wonderful.
All right,
Come on.
I'll keep going down the list. He says Boris Johnson should lead the Conservative Party. Well, I thought that was a question for the members of the Conservative Party. He's gone and said that Nigel Farage, not even a member of the British Parliament, should be brought into the EU negotiations. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Let's not forget when Obama went to the United Kingdom, Obama told people not to vote for Brexit. So I do think, yes, it is free advice that he's giving them, but Obama gave plenty of free advice. So it goes both ways, whether they're of the left or whether they're of the right.
Well, I mean, Obama never went anything like as far as Trump is going. I mean, now he's saying they should sue the EU. I mean, let's not forget, there have been over 100 million lives lost in 2 wars involving Germany, France and the United Kingdom over the last century. For Trump to be weighing in the crazy way that he is, I think is dangerous.
David Gazard, I've got to go, but just quickly, do you think it'll be a good visit or a bad visit?
I think it will be a better visit than has been in the past, because purely people have to take into account the voters of Britain's views rather than sort of lecturing and hectoring them from afar and, setting aside the style of Donald Trump, the style of Jeremy Corbyn. I think one of the things these elections have done, particularly here as well, they've refocused the body politic on what really is important, and that's the view of the voters.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, this thing, real people are voting, and they're voting and they're speaking up very, very loudly here and in the UK.